Alright, buckle up. It's time for another exciting episode of Yankee Finn.
Yankee Finn.
Yankee Finn, which always reminds me of that Office episode where Michael was going around saying, Yankee swap, although this is Yankee Finn. They have nothing in common, but it's interesting. Okay, this episode we are going to take you to, well, you probably saw it in the titles already, Germany, Deutschland. And why? Because I'm assuming, well, presuming that you're looking for trips outside the US. Haven't done a lot. In the first episode I covered England because I think London should be your first trip outside the US, just because you don't have to worry about the language, so you can travel across the pond, not worry about language, have a good time. But that's all covered there. This is the next episode. This time you are going to have to face a different language, German. And I took it in high school and I didn't like it very much because it was difficult. Go figure. So I switched to French. But I did remember some German, and that can help. Although, of course, if you ask questions in German and your German's okay, they're probably going to answer in German, and then you've got a problem because you can't understand, unless you can understand, and in which case you're okay. For me, that was haben Sie, I would say, do you have any orange juice, whatever, and she'd respond with something, and I'd have to guess at the rest of that. So study your language before you go to any country where you don't speak the same language. That's what I did, and it helped a little. Helps a lot, actually. Now, I could have suggested another English-speaking country, and there are some great ones. There could have been Scotland, or Ireland, or other big cities in England. Those are all great choices, but I don't know, sooner or later you gotta get your feet wet and get out of a country, or get into a country that doesn't speak English, so that's why I kind of thought Germany's a good one. Germany's very well modernized, so it has a lot of the features that you're probably gonna need when you go to a country and you don't speak the language very well. Now, of course, there's many big cities to choose from. There's Munich, Frankfurt, Berlin, of course. All those are great choices. I don't think you can go wrong with any of those. My suggestions are just going to be the ones I can vouch for because I did it. Now, if you decide, hey, you know what, how can you miss Berlin? Well, I was just happened to be on the southern part of the country, so I didn't have a chance to get up to Berlin. But you can put it on your list. I doubt you can go wrong with that. It's just I can't advise on that one because I wasn't there. I hear great things, though. Now, the places I did go that had to be on my list was actually because of Rick Steves' Europe. That's why, well, I saw the ticket to fly into Munich, and it was so cheap that I had to take a round trip ticket to Munich. So I flew into Munich, flew out of Munich, so the rest of the time I kind of circled around. So that's why I chose that city first. I also, the big cities, well, the big choices I made for this particular trip were, it was like 2 weeks long, were Rottenburg ob der Tauber and Fussen, and which led me to Castle Neuschwanstein, and that was the third. Oh, Baden-Baden. Actually, that was the one, Rick Steves' Europe. Baden-Baden. I just had to check this out. That's why on the Yankee Fin we recommend for your second trip to Europe or overseas. We will cover other continents as well, but that's why I recommend Germany and those 3 cities in Germany. Now, a few things to cover. If someone's under 30, they're probably going to speak English because of school. But I was at a train station and I was asking like a porter some help, trying to get some help. Didn't speak English, and I thought, this is a Munich train. It wasn't a small train station. This was a Munich train station. It was just interesting to me. That's like you kind of have this assumption, oh, it's a big city. Everybody in the big city speaks English, or everybody in a big city at a train station where you're going to have tourists all the time will speak English. Not so. Probably at the airport you wouldn't find that as much, but train station, yeah, so it was interesting. I was having a hard time finding someone to speak English so I could figure out what train to take. Don't always assume that everything you get, even your printed tickets, are going to be all have English subtitles or whatever you call it. They don't. So that was an learning experience as well. And of course, don't assume that you're always going to find internet and free internet around. You might want to get a data plan ahead of time and have a backup in case. You can download your maps on some phones with Google Maps. preload the cities, and that is an extra level of insurance when you go out there. As far as friendliness, definitely, I mean, overall I think Germany is a very friendly country. Big cities, people are a little more standoffish, of course, because it's a big city and you can't stop and smile and say hi to every single person you meet all day, or you probably wouldn't get, 25 feet. Small towns, especially like Rottenburg, boy, yeah. In the early morning, you'll get a lot of hello, or, you know, guten tag, or just hellos, just because people in small towns tend to be friendlier, or express, I should say express their friendliness more openly, because you know you can do it because there's not thousands and thousands of people. As always, try and get some euros ahead of time, just in case you get in situations where you don't have time to get to the bank, or you have to tip, or you hire a cab, or whatever. If you can have, you know, I don't know, 100 euros inside, you know, as bills, that will save you some headaches later. So you can't always assume that you're going to find an ATM right away to get your money out. You may need it before that. You may need money to get to the ATM. Oh, and of course, it should be on every episode, but call your credit card company before you head out there, because again, you're using those ATMs, and your credit card company might see a little red flag, like somebody stole your credit card numbers in Germany and is now having a wild, fun time, and it's not you, even though it is you. They don't know that. So call the credit card company and say, hey, I'm going to Germany, and they'll take care of it, and your banks too. So just good to do that. And if you are going around Germany, you're going to want to travel. I mean, you're going to need transportation. So the trains is mainly what I did. You can combine your lodging with your transportation, otherwise known as the night train. So get on the night train, rent a couchette, and you can have 2, 3, 4, 6. I mean, they mainly go up to 6 in a car. Or in a section of a car. So they got the car, and they got these little berths, and sometimes I got lucky and there was like nobody else in there. Other times there were 6 of them, and all 5 would be occupied, and 3 people would be snoring loudly. Oh, earplugs, I should say. Definitely want to do that, because yeah, they can get kind of loud. But overall safety, I never felt unsafe at all. And the nice thing, you can lock your little berthing compartment too, so which is real nice. And in fact, if no one else is in there, then yeah, how can you get any safer? But you are on a train, and people don't get off and on the train very easily at night. So there's that. So anyway, Germany, place number 2 on Yankee Finn. If you've got suggestions, let me know, and I will cover it. Or if you've got questions, let me know, and I will answer them.